Hey guys, what's up? Bisectatron here from One Hive Gazette, here with the next video, and in this one, I'm showing you guys an anti-witch base that I've built. It's built to defend against this witch healer strategy. Some people call it witch slap. Whatever you want to call it, it's the witches going around the outside, the king, queen, bowler, kill squad going up the middle, and it's very effective. It's definitely the most popular strategy at Town Hall 9 right now. So this video is going to be all about defending it, and the base you see right here is my anti-witch base. Now it did very well. I'm going to break down the setup in just a moment. I want to start off with one attack on it, then we'll just take a look at the setup. I'll walk you guys through each element of the base and how it defends witches, not just for this base, but for a base you might build on your own, the principles of defending witches that you guys want to know. And then we'll also take a look at a few more attacks after this one. But I wanted to show one attack out of the gate just to give you guys a taste of what this base is all about. So you can see this one relatively close. It's a very difficult strategy to defend. That's what I found out very quickly when I started trying to build a base to defend it. Very difficult base. This is a Town Hall 9 base. You saw a Town Hall 10 Town Hall, but besides the Town Hall, it's a Town Hall 9 base. So don't worry, everything is Town Hall 9 level pretty much. And you can see here the kill squad kind of peters out right towards the end. The troops going around the outside can't quite get the job done. The queen and the king are both about to go down. So it works out pretty nicely in this one. We'll take a look at a few different angles it was attacked on. Because as you guys know, the strategy is basically used with the witches being dropped in two corners, and then the kill squad going on one side of the base, and the witch squads going around the outside. So you can do it basically on all four sides of a base. Typically, the kill squad doesn't enter on a corner; it's too difficult to funnel. I tried that on this base, but nothing goes in the middle of the base if you try it on the corner to enter on the corner. So we'll take a look at some different variations, but for now, let's pause for a moment and just talk about how this base is built. Okay, so here is the base. I'd consider it a very good Town Hall 9 anti-witch base, but even in making this video, I've learned a lot, and there's definitely some changes I would make looking back that I can share with you guys so you can make your bases even better than this one, because all bases eventually will be 3-starred, and this is no exception. So anyway, talking about how it's set up, two things you want to set up to defend against are the core kill squad coming into the base. That's the one thing you want to try to defend. And then the other thing is the witch, healer, wizard tandem going around the outside of the base. So those are the two main things you want to have different features to defend against. Talking about first the core push, I said in my witch attack strategy video that the kill squad going into the core of the base, the golem, the heroes, the maybe like one or two witches, and the bowlers, they have to clear out the entire core, just leaving like the shell of the base around the outside. So that's their job. If you can prevent them from getting one of these expos, it's going to be very difficult for the groups going around the outside to, after they meet up at the end, to come back in and get that expo. So these expos, you want to make it very difficult for the kill squad to get both of them. That's a very important aspect. So just taking a look at it, you can see you can't jump over the core right here. That's important. You don't want them to be able to drop a jump spell and go from like one side of the base to the other. The core is too thick from either direction to be jumped over if you count the core as these two compartments right here. Giant bombs, of course, to try to kill some bowlers. You can also put all 4 giant bombs on the outside. That's one strategy you can do. So for example, move this out and see if you can fit another giant bomb right here, because the only thing that will certainly kill a group of witches going around the outside is 2 giant bombs at once. So the only problem is you make it much easier to use hogs on you if you put your giant bombs, all 4 of them, on the outside of the base like that. But it's a sacrifice you might want to make. It depends on what you're trying to do with your base. But I have 2 of them on the inside. They can also go in the expo compartment. That would be even better for defending hogs. But 2 in the core is never a bad idea because they can take out those bowlers, especially when there's no healers on those troops in the core. So other things though, take a look at the air defenses. Because they're actually more important than you think for killing healers. And one very, very important thing I can't stress enough are these seeking air mines. Put them towards the outside of your base. You can have them near the air defenses to still be able to, hit lava hounds as they come in to try to break up the Laloon attacks, but they have to be at least very close to that outer wall because they can be very effective at killing healers. And on another base, similar to this one, if you wanted to make it, you could have all 4 air defenses spread out. That way you could put a Seeking Air Mine on each side of the base, so you know that the healers are definitely going to hit it as they're coming around the outside. At least one healer is going to die no matter which way they come at the base. So that's a very effective thing you can do. Now on this base, the Seeking Air Mines are stacked together. Not quite as effective, but that's just kind of how the base was built. So you can get 2 healers if you're lucky, but oftentimes we'll just get 1 as they come around. But the Seeking Air Mines are important. Make sure your sweepers don't push the healers too far away. You want them getting up close to that wall where the air defense can start taking them out if they come at the wrong angle, and they'll hit the Seeking Air Mines. Because the healers, once they go down, it's much easier to kill the witches. But we have these little kill zones right here for the witches going around the outside of the base. We have the Teslas to kind of just get that quick DPS. So after the witches hit these bombs, all the skeletons around them will be dead. They'll be very exposed. Hopefully the splash damage alone will kill them with the combination of the wizard tower, the giant bomb, and the small bombs, and the wizard tower as well. But if not, if they're very low, the Teslas can sometimes pick them off really quick, because once the witch triggers the giant bomb, all the skeletons in the area will die. It'll be exposed. A lot of DPS at once can kill them, even if the healers are still left up. Now, this base also didn't have any spring traps on the outside. That's another thing I regret. A few spring traps are not a bad idea because they will fling a bowler, or more likely an entire witch off the base. Now, make sure you put them by like a mortar or something. That way, if the person uses hogs, there's still a chance their hog will hit them. But these spring traps are very effective around the outside of the base. And another thing I would change if I had the option of changing, but a lot of this is hindsight. I'm going through the process of building and kind of looking back now. What else do we have? Oh, the clan castle troops. Now this might be a little bit controversial, but I recommend a lava hound in the CC if you're trying to defend the witches. The reason is I can see it both ways. I can see a Valk baby dragon CC, but from my experience in testing, the lava hound actually worked better because it holds up the queen, and she is one of the most powerful tools going into the base. And if you can delay her by a lot, then the king and the bowlers will go down, and the queen will be exposed by the time she steps up. Because you want to, this is another thing to defend the core push, that kill squad going into the base. If you can break them up so they're not all going in at once, it can be a very good way to leave one of these expos up and make it hard for the witches around the outside of the base to do much. Even if they do get to the final 180 around the base, they have to come back in to get the rest of the defenses still inside the base. So another good effective thing there. I think that's about it though. Like I said, I'd change a few trap placements. You can be even more bold. Like I said, put the spring traps on the outside, put the Seeking Air Mines on the outside, still near an air defense so they can defend Laloon, but enough to the outside that a healer will hit them. And then those giant bombs, the small bombs, that is all good for putting on the outside to try to kill the witches as they make their way around. And I like these skelly traps in the core on ground just to help defend, distract the king, distract the queen, and whatnot, make it even more difficult. You might notice there's a bunch of storages in here. These are good for holding up the kill squad. They're going to be a little bit to one side of the kill squad as they come in, so they'll get distracted on those, and it makes it take longer for them to push through the middle of the base. So I think that pretty much covers it. Let's take a look at a few more attacks on this base. Okay, so here's the next one. This is an attack from let's take a look. Yeah, bottom right side of the base. So the first attack you guys saw at the beginning of the video was coming at it from the kind of the expo side by the wizard towers and stuff, either the bottom left or the top right. This is coming at it from the more flat and long side. This base is kind of symmetrical, so there's 2 sides of every base, but this is coming at it from the flatter side. And let's see how this one shapes up. The 2 healers at the bottom kind of peel off onto the kill squad, which can happen. That definitely weakens the attack a little bit. But that being said, everything's moving in. The first rage is down. This attack had a heal spell, because sometimes you bring 2 rages, sometimes a rage and a heal, but almost always 2 jumps to get through the base. But anyway, the troops moving forward actually gets very deep into the base there with the kill squad. The king just got up to the CC right now, but right there the queen is on the Lava Hound, which is slowing down the kill squad. A Skelly spell on the Expo, but the Expo doesn't look like it's going to go down there. And Lava Hound pops right there. The poison goes down, but it still takes a little while for the queen to clear all that stuff out. That really delayed that push through the base. Granted, both Expos are going down, but the bottom left witches did not make their way around the base. They died very quickly because their healers peeled off, and the top right is still going strong, but the queen is all alone in the core. You can see she even missed that second jump because of how long she was stuck on that Lava Hound. Like I said, it delays the queen long enough, that Lava Hound in the CC, to the point where everything dies in front of her and she has to face the base on her own. Those 2 cannons right there will take her out. Then from there it's just these witches, and we'll fast forward because it does take a while. Those witches can go for a long time with the healers on them. But right there, as the corner is turned, that air defense is going to be key because it'll take out those healers, and then they'll step up, hit the giant bombs, and that'll be it. So anyway, that will be that for this attack on the base, and we'll move on to the next one. As soon as this last witch dies, right there, you can see a little bit of the base left up. These are always going to be somewhat close. It's difficult to have some flat fails. This base in testing was attacked like 6 or 7 times. No 3 stars. I was really happy about that. I think if you tried a little bit harder, if the attacks were tweaked more, it could have been a 3-star, because any base, if you attack long enough, will get you the 3-star. But you know, taking all those attacks from different angles and being able to hold up, even if they were 90-95% attacks, is still very impressive. So I was happy. I'm only showing, I think, 3. Yeah, this is the last attack. Only 3 of these attacks to show, just because some of them were kind of weird with the troops going around the outside, including this one. This actually was one of the attacks, not as bad as some of the others that were just kind of flat fails, but this one, the queen goes around the outside, which almost works in the favor of the attacker. The bowlers actually walk as well. It would have been better if the bowlers went in, but the Lava Hound is not engaged by the queen, so she's free to kind of go around the outside and do damage as well with that little force going to the bottom of the screen right now. The Lava Hound gets stuck on the golem at the top. The witches at the top also a little bit lucky here. Those witches have about a sliver of health at the very top of the screen, but they're still going strong. I think the bomb tower will take them out. And the Expo did not get taken out. And like I said, if you can make it so one of the Expos does not go down, you are in great shape, because the witches, whatever is going around the outside of the base, is going to be just melted by that Expo. That constant damage, the weird angle, the witches, the queen, everything goes down. Like I said, the kill squad did not get deep enough, and as a result, this one does not go for a 3-star, because those witches get roasted by the Expo and the other defenses around the outside. So that will do it. Like I said, this is a very solid base. You can feel free to use it, to tweak it, and I think it will defend very well against witches, at least the first few attacks. Now, I recommend you make your own base using some of the changes I noted back when I was talking about the base itself, because there are some very good improvements you can make, but the key things are going to be the same. You want to make sure that kill squad has trouble going from one side to the other, make those Expos difficult to get, and use those traps to your advantage around the outside of the base. Use the kill zones with the wizard towers, the Teslas, all that good stuff around the outside of the base to defend the outside push, because you're defending 2 different things, the outside push as well as the push in the base with the heroes. So good luck in building your base. I hope this video helped and was kind of a good starting point for you guys, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bisectatron out.